Hello again. We are going to see today how our third method to connect Dynamics 365 Business Central to Power BI, which is create a new instance with nav user password. And you can connect directly Power BI using OData method. Please follow these steps. So the first step is to make sure that you have a certificate. I'm going to show you how we can create certificate just for testing. So you have to create certificate, give it the right permission, take the footprint of it, and make sure that you have it ready for your installation. Then you have to create a new instance for Dynamics 365 Business Central or Dynamics NAV, whatever you are using. The third step is make sure when you create your instance is to make it to have all data enabled. We are going to see also this in the video. The third step is to create a new nav user, and give him or her the proper permission to access Dynamics Nav. So you will use this nav user in your Power BI connection. The last step is get data using the OData and Power BI. So it's going to be very easy steps. So as we see here in the screen, the first step is to go to Business Central, run it as administrator. It's very important to run the Business Central administration shell as administrator. Okay, so I'm going to show you how we do this. So we go to start here, then the Business Central administration shell, right click to it and run as administrator. So you will have a pop-up asking about if you would like to give permission for this application. Okay, yes. So now I have my business administration shell is in administration role. So I have to go to the directory where I saved the certificate. Personally, I saved this certificate on the C certificate. Okay, so C certificate. So I go to Business Center Administration Shell. I put CD C certificate. So now I'm on the directory where I put my certificate. If you would like to have this certificate creator, okay, please you can send me an email to ambarada@scroll-up.com and I will send you this certificate creator. This one, if you don't have this PS1, this is a Windows shell script that runs to create certificate. Now you have to run the first. This step is to import this creator. So to be able to create your certificate. So these steps are initial if you want to create certificate for your testing. So I run this import model, then I run this new self certificate exe subject dash subject. You put cn equal here computer name. I put Ambarada PC. Then you put dash is ca dollar true exportable. So you copy it as you see it here. I will also put these functions on the description of this video. So when you paste here, make sure you put the right name of the PC, you click enter, and you get a message that there is a new certificate created, and this is the thumbprint of the certificate, and the subject is. So I did my certificate. So the first step is I created my certificate. So now the second step is you manage the certificate and give the proper permission. You put it in the right place. You copy it to the right place. So you have to do first. You have to go to the Microsoft Management Console. So you click on the run and you run mmc.exe. So we are going to follow this step as mentioned here. So I will click on start. I put mmc. So you see here .exe. I have now MMC. Okay, it's always good to run it as administrator so you get the permission needed for it. So I will go to file menu and okay, I click add remove snap in. Okay, and click certificate, click add, and the snap in will always manage certificate for computer account. So for all the computer, and I keep this as is. And I click finish. So now I have this certificate. It's gonna show me all certificate available here. And you will see that under the personal certificates, the one that I have created today, okay, I have this certificate here available now on the PC, okay? So I have this certificate available because I give it the name Ambarada, and this expiration date is 1/4 because it's created in 2/4/21. So I can always check properties, and I see if you have all these. This is the properties of the certificate itself. Okay, or you can you see here it is valid from 1/4, okay, till 1/4/22. Okay, so usually it gives you this permission. So now I have the certificate. I made sure that I give control. So I add permission to certificate. So I right click certificate and give the manage private keys and give the proper. So I see here, click on all tasks, manage private keys. Okay. And I make sure that my user, I can add my user or administrator also to make sure that you have full control, and you have to add the network service. You have to add the network service. So I add here network service, click OK. So I have this network service and I have full control on it, like the administration. So this will give the service that I'm going to use to Business Central access to this certificate. So it's very important that I gave the proper permission. Now I have to copy the thumbprint of the certificate. So it's very important. So to double click on this certificate and go to thumbprint, and I copy it. I can copy to file or click Ctrl C. I open a notepad here. I will open notepad and I will paste it. That's because I will need this thumbprint for my instance when I create it. So I click OK. Now I need to copy this certificate to the right place. So I also put for you, you have to copy it this to certificate folder, to trusted root certification authorities. So we have several places that we have to copy this certificate. So first you right click here, copy, and you put in the first trusted root under services, you paste it here. Okay, you click paste. So action, I will have to go to certificate first. I will click action, copy, then I will go to certificate and I can paste. Okay, I pasted here, and into enterprise trusted also as well. I can paste it. I have already another one here, but I will pass that just to show you. And I go to trusted publisher. So these are the potential, why I put them in all these. These are the potential folder that the certificate might use when running it for the instance of Dynamics. So you finish this, and you are now, you have the if you want the certificate ready to be used. So when you finish this step, now we finish this certificate part. I don't need to save my configuration. I will enter next time. The second step is to create the instance. So we finished the certificate, we give the permission, we copy it to the right folder. Now we have to create a new instance. I will call it BC Power BI 2 because I have already one. So you have to go to where, if you know already, you go to Business Central, Administration. You also run as an administrator. It's very important to, when you create a new instance, is to have the proper IP. So I need 7446 or 7556, so whatever you need. If you'd like to check also what you need to set as IP, you can check the initial instance that you have. You can check all these IP port numbers that you have. I personally, I use this method. So for example, the client service, it's always end with 46. The SOAP services 47, OData service 48, management service 45, and development 49. So when I create a new instance, I usually give the first two digits, I change them. Let's say 74, 75, 76, or 80, 81, 82, but don't choose 88, which is a local usually port used. So I can use 8146, 8147, 8148. So what is very important is to create here, we can create add instance. Okay, so server instance name, as I said, I can create BI Power, or I can call it Power BI instance okay, BC, so Business Central Power BI instance 2. I will call it 2. The port here, since I open it this way, I can know from here what I can use. Okay, so management service port, I will put 7545. The client service, you see here, you can put it aside. The client service is 46, so I put 7546. The SOAP is 47, so 7547. The OData is 48, 75, 48. It's become very easy when you copy it from the old one created. So I have now, okay, this service account. I can keep this service account to be used as is, or I can create also special service account for it, but I will keep it now for my side, my cases as is. So I will have a new instance now, Power BI, BC Power BI 2. You will see it here. Now I will open it. So I have BC Power BI 2. The most important thing to be done on this one, the first you have to enlarge. I click edit. Okay, you will see it also on the PowerPoints. If you would like me to also to send the PowerPoint, just please send me an email to ambarada@scroll-up.com and I will send you all the presentation itself. Okay, you have to modify the credential to NavUserPassword. You paste the thumbprint of certificate. You enable OData, and you make sure that the OData URL is correct with the port. Copy this OData URL and keep it aside. Then restart the instance. It's very easy for anybody who use usually instance. You will find it very easy. So I will go again here. So I have here the credential type. I will put NavUserPassword. The thumbprint, I just paste, I copy again the thumbprint that I put on Notepad, I paste it here. Okay, so I need to go to OData and to make sure that enabled, the OData is enabled. And okay, just let me arrange properly here just to see the URL of OData. And now the OData URL, you see here, I have MBCPC 7048 is not properly. I have to put 75. Okay, it's because the port of my, I need to put the OData on the 7548. Okay, so you see here, I can copy this one and paste it under, if I can remove the thumbprint, but in case you need. So this is the OData URL. So I put here OData URL. Okay, so it's my name or PC name 74 and BC. Okay, it's not also BC 140. It is BC Power BI 2. So this is why you need to put the proper Power BI 2, proper instance name. So it must have the correct port and the correct instance name. You see here, it's not 140. It's gonna create for you a problem. So it is the name of the PC, the ports, the proper 74548, and the name of the instance. This is the OData that I'm gonna use here from now on. I just save it. So I made sure that to save when I'm done. Okay, it is saved now. I may the new settings value will not take effect until you stop and restart. So you click OK and you go to the higher level here. You right click and you click start. So now this instance will take effect once you, if it is already started, you could have it started, so you restart, or it is first time running, so I'm starting it. So this is how usually I have my instance running. So this is the second step, is very important, is to finish when setup of the instance. Now we have to create a nav user, okay, a user in nav having also nav user property. So I have already created, you go to Business Central. Usually in order to check that this instance is still working, you go back and you click refresh. It is still running, which means it works perfectly. Okay, if there is any problem, it's gonna stop. Okay, so here I clicked many time refresh. So it is still running, which means all setup that I did for the Business Central are correct. So again, you go to Business Central. The regular, you can use your instance, regular instance. Okay, no, do not use the instance created for Power BI. It's going to be just for Power BI. So you go to users. Okay, just I'm finished. I'm waiting that to load. You go to users and you create a new user. Call it, you can call it Power BI, for example. Okay, I have here a new one Power BI. Okay, I'm just gonna show you because it's already created. So you have username Power BI. You make sure that the password of the user you set, because it's a NAV password here. So Business Center password authentication. So you put the password. You can ask the user must change password at next login or no. You can remove this. And if you would like also to have, you might use also the web access key. So try to generate here web access. If you want to change it also, you can change it later on. Web service access key, which can be used also to authenticate service of Dynamics Business Central, and you give the proper permission. And I gave it super permission, but you can give him only to see the basic, and you can add customer read, the vendor read, so whatever you would like to get reports in Power BI. So you make sure that you have a user and you put the password here, okay, and you give, you make sure that you create a web access for it. So it's not that complicated. You can click here, new. I'm gonna show you how we create also Power BI 2, for example. Okay, I can use this Power BI 2. This is the user for Power BI. Okay, and password nav, you can come here and enter password. I will create a password for me, 0421. So make sure you are entering properly the password. So you can remove this if you don't want it. And here you see you can create the first time. The current card will not be valid until editing. Okay, do you want to continue? So now you have, you can generate a key that never expire. Click OK. So you will have a key in case you needed to access it from a place that need the web access key. So it's very important to create this one. Now I will put here in the permission. You can go search for super. Okay, you can give it super data, for example, also only for super data, or you can give the permission that. So I have now a new user called Power BI 2. So we have brought, give the certificate properly, manage it properly. We created a new instance with nav user. We created user. The instance now is ready to be used for Power BI. So you go to Power BI. We have, don't forget that we have copied the OData URL. Okay, so now I'm gonna connect my Power BI to the using OData method to the instance of, so I can see all pages and query available in web services in Business Central. So this is very important whenever you need to create a new instance. The certificate is the one that is key, that sometimes people they are struggling with it. Okay, so the last tab before I stop this video, very important video. So I click on get data and click and I can connect on more. Okay, so I'm not gonna use the OData that is of URL of the page itself. I'm gonna use the connection to the instance of Dynamics. So you have to put here Dynamics 365 and use on-premise connect. So now this OData URL, I have already here put it. So you make sure that the ports and the instance name. So you can also select the company, specific company if you want. Now it will prompt for username and password. You have to make sure to put the proper username and password for your connection. So you see here, I will put Power BI 2 I created with you, and I will put the password 1 Okay, I can connect. You see, it's validating my URL, and this is the nav users. So it will, if it is all the credentials are correct, you enter the proper password, and your instance is still working. Okay, so it's gonna load and show you the company name and all the tables working. So once we have this in front of us on the screen, this means you did the job properly. So again, in order until it is loading, you have to create a certificate and give it the proper permission for network service, copy it to the proper folder, and then copy the thumbprint of this certificate. Put it in a notepad. Go to Nav Business Central Administration, create a new instance. Voila, you have here the company, Kronos International, and all pages and queries available are already, these are the one available in web services. It is showed, so you can select any one of them and start doing your dashboard. So I was telling you that I stopped on the service. You create a new instance. You make sure that you put nav credentials in this username and password, and you paste the thumbprint to certificate directly above the credential type on the instance. You remember it was here on the instance of Power BI, and you have this credential type NavUserPassword, and you paste the certificate thumbprint, and you make sure that the OData is enabled and you have the correct OData base URL. Okay, and this port must be good. Then you save it, you restart, so you have the instance ready. You create a nav user, you make sure that you put the password, you create a web service key, and you give the proper permission. Now you have it ready for your selection. You see here, even if when I select custom ledger entry, all my data will be loaded and I can start creating dashboard. I hope you liked this video and you learned. So this is the third method, which is very important method to connect Power BI with the instance of Dynamics Nav, so you get all data available and not and you can create your own dashboard properly, and you see here the data. So I hope you like it. Please, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and you just click on the subscribe button, and please share it with all people that you think they might like this and get benefit of it. Have a great day. Thank you for watching.